Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Creations with Christina. Thought I would show you how to make this really cool Father's Day card. Okay, let's get started. First, I'm using a piece of chocolate chip cardstock, and this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just going to run this through my Cuddle Bug. And let me zoom out a little bit so you're not so close to the machine. Okay. To emboss with your Cuddle Bug, you need your A plate, a B plate, and look, mine are a mess, aren't they? I use them all out. I'm using this embossing folder, which I don't remember the name of it, but I will find out and put it up on the screen for you. And we're just going to put my cardstock right in there, put that on the plate, and then put the other B plate on. I'm just going to run this through. Okay, let me get this out of the way. I'm knocking stuff over on my desk. Okay, we'll zoom back in, and we'll just bring my mat in here. Okay, so there we go, all embossed. See? Okay, and just what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges with using the chocolate chip cardstock, and I just use a dauber, and I have mine marked to say, you know, what color it is, so I know it's always for the chocolate chip. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink the edges. There's a lot of inking on this one, so a lot of sponging on the edges, so I'll try to do it fast. One thing that with the Cuddle Bug folders, it makes the paper softer, even Stampin' Up's paper, so it kind of bends a little easier, so I'm wrinkling the edges as I'm doing this. So just make sure I get a nice on there. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but look how wrinkled it is now. We're going to leave this out because I'm going to need this again. Alright, for my base of my card, I'm using craft cardstock. This is Stampin' Up, and it's cut at 11 by 4 1/4. And we're just going to fold it in half, which gives you a score line of 5 1/2. I normally use my score pal for this, but I just didn't feel like dragging it out. So, okay, so now what I'm going to do is adhere this down to the front of my card, and let me just zoom out a little bit more because I feel like you're too close. Alright, I'm just going to adhere this, and I'm using my ATG gun because I really want to make sure that this sticks well, because with embossed paper, I noticed that it has a tendency not to stick as well because of the indentations. So I'm even having a hard time getting it to stay, the adhesive to stay on it. So we're just going to center this on the card. And then what I'm going to do is now ink the edges of my card too. I like the effect that this gives. Okay. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is, this is a piece of Parisian Breeze specialty paper from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to adhere this right to the front. But before I do that, I want to put a piece of ribbon. I know usually men's card you don't use ribbon, but I wanted to put something on there. So I'm just going to put a piece of this Grosgrain 5/8 inch chocolate chip ribbon right onto my card. And trying to decide if I want to wrap it around or if I want to leave it so it's hanging off the edges. I'm going to wrap it around. So this I'm just taping right on the back of my card. Not my card, rather, my cards. There we go. And then this I'm just going to adhere now down to the front of my card. Sorry if I keep zooming you in and out there. So we're just going to adhere this down. And this is cut at 4 by 2.5. Okay, and to me, a man's card is should never have, not have rather, grommets. So I'm just going to put 2 of these dark colored grommets right on the bottom. And I have a whole bunch of these jars, and I keep all of my brads and grommets and stuff in jars like this. So I am going to use my crocodile, and we're just going to punch 2 holes for the grommets. And then we're going to set the grommet. That gives it a nice manly touch. Okay, now what I'm going to do, this is the sailboat. I cut this from using the Parisian Breeze specialty cardstock too, at 5 inches, and it's from the Paper Doll Dress Up cartridge. And I'm just going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. I did notice with the Cricut cartridges, it's hard to find some real, I don't know, masculine images. So this is from the Paper Doll Dress Up cartridge, which to me is kind of more children, but I mean it's got more children things on it, images, but I cut it on this paper, so I think it gave it more of a, you know, masculine look to it. So I'm just going to adhere that right there. And then the last thing we're going to do is, this is the dad image or saying phrase from Beyond Birthdays. This is cut at 1.5 inches, and I did that on the regular cut, and then I did the shift so it shadowed the cut, and we're going to adhere that down. And I don't know what I did with my zig pen, so we're just going to improvise and stick it without the zig pen. And I did also chalk these as well, or not chalk, sponge the edges of these, but I did that before I started my video, so you didn't have to watch me do all of that. And then the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to add dimensionals also to the back of this, and some of them you have to cut. I'm going to cut in half just to get them to fit on some of these narrow edges of the cut. All right. I always have a hard time making masculine cards. I don't know, I always make more frilly kind of cards. So this is, I like how this came out. So there we go. That is Father's Day's card for Father's Day, of course. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye!